started back in Boston and carried over to the road tonight?
Every game's its own entity. I don't know that you carry anything over. I think you have to play well. So you have to start well in game threes. I think we all know that. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Obviously, this is a super physical and tough team we're playing against, and each of the first two games could have gone either way. We were fortunate to win them, but that has no bearing on tonight. Like you have to play really well tonight. We have to play our best game we've played yet to have a chance to win.
Sabonis is obviously a key piece for them all year. He only got one shot in game two. Did you guys do anything particular to take him away?
I think Sabonis is a really good player who we have a ton of respect for. I mean, a ton of respect. He moves the ball. He makes the right play. He knows how to play. He can score on the block. He can score in the seams. So obviously with guys like that, you just need to play him as hard as you can, but he's a really good player.
Coach, what do you need to see from your guys on the road?
I just think you have to play with great purpose, connectivity, and toughness for 48 minutes, and that's it. Easier said than done, possession to possession. You can't let 6-0 runs become 12-0 runs. You have to be able to stop those. You have to be able to do all the right things through them. You have to be able to tip your cap when they go on a scoring run where you've guarded them well, and move on and score on the other end. And easier said than done, but great challenge for our team.
During last year's run, did you notice that players, the younger guys in particular, became a little bit more comfortable on the road than they did maybe that first game in Milwaukee?
What was our record on the road?
Not
Wasn't
great.
very good. So, I mean, I don't know about comfortable. I don't think you're ever comfortable. You shouldn't be comfortable. It's good to be uncomfortable. I like being uncomfortable. I hope that we feel that way the whole game, that we have to make sure that we're on edge and ready to roll each possession, because every possession matters that much more. I mean, you watch the playoffs, comebacks happen like that. So regardless, every possession matters.
How's Al feeling?
Seems great. I think it must have just been a one night. Maybe it was something he ate. I don't know, but he's feeling pretty well.
Any other issues crop up injury-wise?
Not that I know of. Everybody went through shoot around. Everybody looked good, except for Smart, obviously.
Did he make the trip?
Yeah.
Coach Gordon was efficient the other night. How much does that help you guys out when you've got him off the bench going 4%?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's been really aggressive and efficient for a while now, and we've at times contemplated putting him with that first group, especially when Smart went out. But I think what we can do with him off the bench, especially when Kyrie's out of the game, is important. So I think he's playing well. We need him to play well. He's been really good defensively too, and we need all those wings to be really impactful, because their length and athleticism and versatility is a plus for us.
Brad, Jaylen Brown had that pick out in transition to
Yeah.
him for three. Just what have you seen him for developing his playmaking instincts?
I just think that's one of the things, Amanda, that is kind of learned over time, right? As everybody's got the wherewithal when they come into the league to draw two, draw three, and deliver the ball. But to have the skill to be able to do it, again, going left in transition, full speed ahead, in an area where he scores a lot, and to say this is the right play, I'm going to make the right play in that moment is big. Like that's just it's a really good thing for our team. And I thought Tatum's play the next possession was just as big. Right? He drove it left, drew two, Gordon cut baseline, and he made the right play. Like it's hard to score, and so when the right play presents itself, you have to make it over and over.
That being said about Jaylen, how big of an adjustment has it been working with that starting group for him?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a huge adjustment. He's playing pretty much the same role we've asked him to play before. We obviously have him guarding some very good scorers who we have to, he's got to be locked into. And that's what the most important thing is for our team, especially in that group. So, whether he's playing with that group or he's part of the second unit when we sub, I feel like we know what we're going to get from him.
Brett, might you consider expanding your bench? You kind of know Brett, who's on an acre, and Shimmy,
first couple games. Would you consider kind of extending your bench on the road, or are you kind of good with the rotations?
I mean, I'm certainly not against anything, right? I feel very confident in both of those guys in coming in and giving us good play if we need them to. And, you know, if the game calls for it, kind of like it has for Tice in the last couple, then we'll go to it. But I thought, you know, Brad Wanamaker's play at the end of the season gave me, you know, I just thought he's been a pro all year, but to see him have to sit and then step up without much notice, it's not like I went up to him and said, Brad, you're going to play 20 minutes tonight. He just threw him in there. And then Shemmy's always most reliable guy. Like, you just know exactly what you're getting every day with his work ethic and commitment to team and all that stuff.
Sorry. Have you gotten to know Larry Bird at all over the years? Have you met? Like,
Maybe once or twice.
I guess I'm just sure you guys have an appreciation growing up here. What are your
Yeah, of
memories?
course. Yeah, I mean, so I met him at a couple of functions where, you know, when I was the Butler head coach, he was here with the Pacers. But you know, you're an Indiana kid growing up in the '80s, right? And I've said this many times: a dream day for a kid from here, or a dream weekend, would be to go to your high school game, which could be, you know, 5,000 people or 4,000 people at the game, or if you go to Newcastle, 10,000 people. And then you go to a college game on a Saturday, whether it's an IU game or Purdue or Butler, whatever the case may be, and then the Sunday games you get to watch the Pacers play. And you know, in the '80s for us, if you weren't watching the Pacers play, you were watching basically the Celtics in the early part of the afternoon and the Lakers in the evening. And so, like, you know, and Larry Bird, obviously, his impact on the game, his impact on all kids in Indiana cannot be overstated.
Gordon being back home, I know he said it's old hat. You talk about it being old hat at this point in the NBA, but do you guys talk about that? Is there anything he needs to do to kind of block out any extra noise?
Played pretty well. He was here last time. He's had some good moments in this gym before, you know, all the way back to high school. So I think he knows what to do, and we both just kind of do our jobs.
Sorry. Going back to making the right plays, a lot of guys making the right plays down the stretch at the end of Game 2. Game 2 is a game that feels like you would have lost during the regular season. There's a lot of hero ball in those situations. Is this just a playoff focus that makes them not resort to that, or what are you seeing different?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that go into it, but when we're our very best, we're just reading the game and making the next right play, like I said, and I do think it's a lot of growth, but also you're really locked in on what you need to do to have success. And we were lucky to win the other day. They had the ball up 2 with a couple of possessions left there in the last 2 minutes. But that's why you stay the course in this league. You play each possession the way we had to play it, just to give ourselves a chance. We were very fortunate. But anyways, I just think it was growth plus, you know, the heightened urgency in the playoffs.
Thank you, folks.